You're watching the award-winning GHS-TV, a nationally recognized student television station.
Welcome to Let's Talk Business. My name is Kelly Bolton, and I thank you so much for joining us today. Today we're going to talk about a subject that's near and dear to me, and that is health care. 18 years ago, I was in critical care while pregnant with my daughter, and both of our lives were in jeopardy. Although she was born at a mere 25 weeks gestation, she has overcome the odds, and I'm eternally grateful for the help of all the healthcare providers that were integral in our survival. So I'm honored to have Rebecca Cullison, President of Methodist LeBonheur Germantown, with me today to talk about the many providers and services that they have in our community. So thank you so much, Rebecca, for being here.
Glad to be here. Thank you.
Appreciate it, and thank you for the part you played in saving my life and my daughter's.
Oh.
It's not a moment that I should say there's not a moment when I drive by Germantown Methodist Hospital that I don't think about how grateful I am for the role that you played.
Well, thank you.
And now you're their fearless leader.
I am.
Which is really great. I know healthcare has been just a booming business, and Methodist LeBonheur Germantown is just right on the forefront of everything that's happening.
Right.
It's right here in this community. Can you talk about what's going on and how busy are y'all there?
We are a very busy hospital, and we're tucked back behind trees in Germantown. So I think many times people don't realize how big our campus is and how busy we are. But just some numbers: we have 319 licensed beds. We see well over 50,000 people in our emergency department every year. We do over 11,000 surgeries every year. And we've delivered as many as 5,000 babies. So we have the opportunity to take care of a lot of people in Germantown.
Wow. Is there any opportunity for growth in the footprint you have?
We have some but not a lot. So we are always looking at ways to increase our capacity and to provide better service to our patients. But as people who have watched the hospital grow over the years, we have built almost as much as we can in that space.
Yes, and it's amazing. I remember, because I've grown up in Germantown, many years ago, there was some type of little restaurant and antique shop back there. And y'all first got here, 30 years ago, so I may have just aged myself. Clearly, I've just said I'm over 30. Not too many days over 30, but tell me about things that are going on. What's been going on in the last 30 years, and what are y'all doing?
So Methodist came to the Germantown community in 1986, and that's when it was the Germantown Community Hospital that you referred to, which was a lot different than what we are today. And then Methodist purchased the hospital in 93, and that's when we changed the name to Methodist LeBonheur Germantown. So we have been growing and expanding and improving ever since. So a couple of things that we're doing right now, we're always doing something if we're on our campus.
Exactly.
So we have renovated our surgery waiting room. So now it's a lot more comfortable for our patients and our families. And we've also completely renovated, we'll wrap it up in the next couple of months, our same-day surgery space. So that's the area that you go to before you go back to the operating room, and then when you come out of the operating room.
Right.
And all of those spaces will now be private rooms, where we had a few
that's nice.
curtained bays before, and so this will be so much nicer for our patients and their families.
Oh, that's very nice.
Yes.
I remember seeing many of my friends several years back, because like I said, I'm just a few days over 30, but going to see them as they were having babies in Germantown Hospital, Germantown Methodist. My sister had one there, and what you provide for patients to make them comfortable is amazing. The hardwood floors.
Yes.
I remember when my sister was having a baby, that was in the days of like bring your own DVD or VCR tape. But I mean, just to have what looks like your living room, which in just a moment can be switched over to a labor and delivery room.
Right.
Was really pretty amazing. So I'm just imagining what you're doing for surgery centers is equally as lovely.
Yes,
so.
it's really all about our patients and families and making you feel comfortable in an uncomfortable situation. That's what it's all about.
Well, that's wonderful. And I know you're doing a lot with cardiac work now.
Yes. So Methodist Germantown has really become a cardiac center. We're doing lots of great work around cardiovascular care, and that is because we have great cardiologists and cardiovascular surgeons, of course, but we also are doing some really new and innovative procedures that give options to patients who might not otherwise have an option. So our transaortic valve replacements, or TAVR is what we call it, is now an option for patients who previously could not undergo open heart surgery. And similarly for mitral valve replacement, we have MitraClip, and that's an option for people who need mitral valve surgery but could not withstand the traditional open heart surgery.
And that's being provided
at Germantown. Yes.
That is wonderful.
Yes, we actually have an operating room. It's called the hybrid OR, and it's an operating room with a cath lab inside of it, so we're able to do a lot of those procedures in that space.
Oh, that's fabulous. That is wonderful. Is it hard? You know, I know it I don't mean to make it sound like getting a reservation at a hotel, but when you have such cutting edge technology and are being able to provide this for your patients, is it hard for them to get scheduled for a surgery, or are you able to accommodate the demand?
We can absolutely accommodate the demand, and of course working with your cardiologist and the cardiovascular surgeon and determining what is the right option for you, and then we'll get you on our schedule and get you taken care of.
Well, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, let me talk to you also about breast cancer.
Yes.
Breast cancer obviously is affecting every one of us. We all are touched in some way by a victim of breast cancer, obviously. And really, we all know somebody that's had cardiovascular issues.
Yes.
But what are y'all doing in the breast cancer area now?
Well, as you mentioned, unfortunately, breast cancer affects so many, but we do have a comprehensive breast center. It's located on Germantown Road, right next to our diagnostic center and just across the parking lot from our surgery center. So we offer the full range of breast services: screening, diagnostic mammography, ultrasound, MRI. Anything that you need is in that center. We also have a mobile screening mammography bus that we are taking to different businesses and churches, and so we can come to you because it is so important for women to have their screening mammography every year. If you meet the criteria to do that, then we can bring it to you, so it's easy to do what you need to do.
Fabulous.
Yes.
That's fabulous. And so your breast cancer center is now on Germantown Road. Tell me where again?
It's Germantown Road, and it's where our diagnostic center has always been, but right next to our surgery center. So it's I always tell everybody it's immediately behind the Trustmark Banks on Germantown Road.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's great. That's great. Well, tell me, I know, and I'm going to read this, that you received a donation of 5 Mamaroos.
Yes, Mamaroos.
For the NICU. Now, I didn't want to mess that up, so I had to look at my notes. So, obviously, my daughter spent 3 months in a NICU.
Yes.
And we've got just about a minute before we're going to take a break. But if you can tell us, and then we'll definitely come back to this, because I want to know, what is a Mamaroo?
Yeah, so the Mamaroos, and I think we have a picture of the Mamaroos. These are really high-tech infant seats. So what they do is they provide movements and soothing movements, soothing sounds, and movements like you're rocking the baby or you're riding in a car. And so for our tiniest patients, it really is a good option for them that we now have in the NICU.
So you now have 5
We have
Mamaroos.
5 Mamaroos. We have 5
Wow.
Mamaroos.
Well, I'll tell you, when my daughter was in the NICU, getting ready to go home, we did not have Mamaroos.
Yeah.
She was born 18 years ago, so we did not have Mamaroos. And the only thing we did relating to a car seat is she had to pass the infant car seat test before I could take her home.
Yeah, we still do that.
So put her in that, hooked her to oxygen, put her on an oxygen sat monitor, and made sure that she could withstand the ride home.
That's right.
And
Still
I'll tell
do
you,
that.
when they told me she was ready to go home, it was the scariest moment of my life.
sure.
After the NICU taking care of her for 3 months, and they gave her to me to care, was a little scary.
It is scary.
So We're going to pause for a few moments, take a short break, and when we come back, we will resume our informative discussion with Rebecca Cullison, President of Methodist LeBonheur, to learn more about the evolving healthcare industry and Methodist LeBonheur's commitment to our community.
Art is really an expression of the self. If you look at a piece of art, you can see the artist within it.
All just really depends on what I feel like doing at the time. I generally have different ideas every day.
I really get excited when my students come up to me with unique ideas that I've not heard of.
You can't let everybody tell you who you are or what your art is or how to be what you want to be.
I really let the students go according to how they're progressing, and I try to give them as much as they're able to handle.
Well, I like drawing a lot, and I like painting, and I like being able to improve my skill and show people my art.
I try to get them to think creatively. I think that's one of the few things that we as teachers really need to try to push with our students.
I can't sing. I can't act either, but I can do art, so that's why I chose art.
For more information about the Kappa program, visit ghskappa.com or call 755-7775. You're watching the award-winning GHS-TV, a nationally recognized student television station.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Business. If you're just tuning in, I am Kelly Bolton, and today we have had Rebecca Cullison, President of Methodist LeBonheur, as our guest. And as we discuss, Methodist LeBonheur strives to enhance healthcare and the patient experience. So let's talk more about how you're striving to enhance the patient experience with the Mama Roos.
So the Mama Roos, I wanted to just add the reason we have the Mama Roos
Yes.
is because of our wonderful NICU nurse, who she actually is responsible for the whole thing.
Really?
She identified that the company that has the Mama Roos, it's a company called 4 Moms. She knew they had this program, and she completed the application, and she's the whole reason why we now have the 5 really great Mama Roos.
That is
Yeah.
really cool. I'd like to have a Mama Roo
I
for
know.
somebody my size. You know, it would be wonderful.
They're pretty nice. So they're using them in the NICU, and
Oh,
the
that's
babies really
wonderful.
like them.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, I know you have a lot of support groups, and
do.
which is wonderful. Once again, it helps with that patient experience and that sort of thing. So tell me about your support groups.
We do have a variety of support groups for different situations that patients may be experiencing. We have a support group for new moms. One of our most attended support groups is for stroke patients and their family members. And I think we have some information that shows they meet on the first Tuesday of the month at 4 o'clock. And it's it really has been a great group. They form connections, and they're able to help each other through the challenges that come after experiencing a stroke. But if people have questions, they can go to our website, methodisthealth.org, and all of our groups are listed there.
Oh, that's nice.
When they meet and where they meet, and you can join at any time. You won't be behind. You're welcome at
Yes.
any time.
Oh, that's really nice. And are there any other support groups that y'all offer besides the stroke support group?
The stroke is a big one for us, but
Right.
the moms support group is
Really?
another one for new moms that we have. So just a variety of things and if people are interested in starting a new support group, if they are maybe a former patient and they're interested in that, please reach out to us and let us know.
That's
we would
really
love that.
nice. Oh, that's wonderful. That's once again, it just highlights what you're doing for your patients and for the community. Now, what about education? I mean, I think, I've talked to a lot of people that are in healthcare or nonprofits that are supporting better and healthier citizens, that sort
Right.
of thing. And it seems to me some of the major problems we have in our community, whether it be obesity, cancer, heart disease, not to imply that all of it is based on life choices, but sometimes life choices
Yes.
can help prevent certain things, premature birth, all those things. So what are y'all doing as far as educational work?
Yes, we already offer quite a few educational classes. Probably the ones that people are most familiar with are our childbirth series, that we have a lot of people who go through that every year. But we also have classes for patients who are maybe newly diagnosed with diabetes to learn how they need to change their lifestyle and how to manage their symptoms and what they need to do as a new diabetic. And as you mentioned, obesity is a big issue in our community. So we have weight loss seminars that we offer on a regular basis.
Oh, that's wonderful
to
too.
educate people on the options of what they can do, and then other options that they have to be able to address that issue. And then we offer even a babysitting class for
Really?
we do,
That's
and
nice.
that's a big hit at
Yeah.
Germantown. So, and again, those are also on our website. So if you have questions and want to know more details, MethodistHealth.org has all of that.
Well, that's really nice. And I know I see y'all's name so frequently on supporting and being part of these events that are
Yes.
trying to make our community
Yes.
better at large.
Yes.
And not to name all the names of the organizations, but I can just think of a zillion where your name is there, right on the front page of being a supporter of this,
Right.
which is really
It's very
wonderful that
important.
you're trying. But
Very important.
I know y'all have been in Germantown for 30 years.
Yes.
And I'm assuming Germantown has a near and dear place to the
Yes.
hospital's heart. Tell us about your feelings about Germantown, and are you leaving Germantown? Are you staying?
No, we love Germantown, and we hope to be here for a very
Yeah.
long time. And we're very involved in the community in really a variety of ways. As you mentioned, all of the community initiatives about healthier living, we want to be a key player in that, because we're here to take care of you if you get sick, but really the ultimate goal is to prevent that from happening as much as we possibly can. So, examples of things we have done, we are very involved with the farm park. We love the farm park and all the events there. So
And that's a well-kept
Yes.
secret.
Oh, it's wonderful. Everyone should go to the farm park, and they do great events there, and we always try to participate and be part of that. It might be cooking classes on how to use, fresh vegetables from your garden to create a healthy meal. There's lots of things that we have done there and really enjoy. We're also involved, of course, with the Chamber of Commerce. One of the most exciting things that we have done is our partnership with the Germantown Fire Department.
Tell me about that.
Yes, we call it the Heart Safe Community, and one of the most exciting things we've done is we partner with the fire department, and we go to the Germantown high schools and we train 9th graders and 11th graders on CPR and the signs and symptoms of stroke and heart attack. So our goal is
That's
that
wonderful.
we're training our future community, and then they can go home and tell their parents, and so we're spreading that education. So if they are faced with a situation where they need to help someone, they can. They know what
That's
to do.
wonderful.
Yes.
Well, I heard a few things there that I'm thinking about. Maybe not the babysitting part, but I'm thinking a cooking class might be
Maybe.
nice.
That'd be a good
And
one.
where would somebody find out about different things that you're doing for education?
Yes. Again, on our website, we
it's-
list lots of different things that we're involved in.
So
and-
even like the cooking class would be there,
Yeah,
if you were doing
well,
one
the
at the
farm
time.
the farm park class with whatever event it is, we would have information out there about that.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
Those are a lot of fun.
Well, and I'm also glad to know that that you're never leaving Germantown.
No.
Ever, ever, ever. It is, y'all are so important to our community. So important. And knowing that you're here and you're close by, and it's very important. But we're going to take a short break now, and when we return, we'll finish up this informative and enlightening discussion.
We're running a 24-hour broadcast television station like no other school has done.
It is student run, it's student produced, it is student written, and it's student directed.
Here's to another 35 more years.
Students here get immersed in lots of different types of shows so that when they go out into the real world or to college, if this is what they want to pursue, they are so prepared.
Those lessons have also affected me in the ways that I would never even imagine.
It has shown me to be different and to, not settle for mediocrity. When you're producing a show, you want your show to be the best one it can be. You want it to be, a show to remember, a show that you want to look back on and say, I did that.
Yes, I did do this.
Did I believe that I could do this? No, but because of all the support that I gained, I know that I can actually get this done.
I know that the skills I've learned here is something I'm never going to forget, and same with the experiences here.
From all of us here at GHS-TV, have a great day.
For more information about the CAPA program, visit GHSCappa.com or call 755-7775. You're watching the award-winning GHS-TV, a nationally recognized student television station.
Thank you for joining us on Let's Talk Business. If you're just tuning in, I am Kelly Bolton, and today we've been joined by Rebecca Cullison, President of Methodist LeBonheur, and we've been discussing the healthcare industry and the hospital's fervent commitment to its patients and community. So I am more impressed with y'all than ever before. Of course, I've been a patient, I've visited patients, but it's nice to hear what's going on behind the scenes to make it happen.
Right.
You know, sometimes we take it for granted when we're in the hospital or we're visiting people that it's just there. But to know that you're putting such thought and effort into making it a comfortable place when you're obviously not comfortable. When, for the most part, I guess if you're having a baby, that's a happy time.
Right.
But most of the time you're in the hospital, it's not
You don't really
the
wanna
most.
be.
You don't really want to be
Right.
there. Absolutely.
Right.
So it's wonderful that you're doing that. Can we talk a little bit about like volunteer opportunities?
Yes.
If people have free time or even maybe even donations, can you donate to things at the hospital?
Absolutely. So as you mentioned, we really are focused on patient and family-centered care. We believe that's what sets us apart, and that's what we hear. I get letters all the time that just warm my heart, where our associates have prayed with patients and have made them feel comfortable in a bad situation. So we are always looking for smiling, happy faces to greet our patients and their families. We always need help just with people to provide directions and just go and visit with family members, whether it's in if they're waiting in our waiting room for someone in surgery or maybe someone in the ICU. So if people are interested in volunteering, I think we have some information on who to contact. Kim Hickerson is our volunteer coordinator, so call Kim. And this is specifically for Germantown Hospital. Again, we do have information on our website, but Kim can give you all the details, and he coordinates all of that placement of the volunteers. And it's great to work with.
And if you want to volunteer, does it have to be a lot of time commitment, or do you have opportunities where you don't have to commit as much time?
It's
Because
totally
it seems like
flexible.
everybody's so busy.
Yes,
right now.
everyone is so busy, and we absolutely recognize that. And we have some people who just come, every couple of weeks, or
that's
maybe just on
nice.
Saturday or Sunday if you're working during the week. So we can absolutely accommodate that. And then we have our routine volunteers who are retired, who are there every single week. So if you want that, we can do that too. So it's completely flexible to your schedule.
That's nice. And what about donations? Is there a way to donate to things that mean something to you at the hospital?
There absolutely is, and you can contact our Methodist Foundation, and they coordinate all of our donations. If you have something specific you want to donate to, or a specific area of the hospital, or something that a particular thing you want to do, they can absolutely talk to you about that.
Oh, that's nice.
Yes.
That's nice. And I'm assuming you're like most organizations that will accept donations. No gift is too small.
Right.
Every gift matters.
Any gift would be very much appreciated.
Yeah. Although a lot of people think they've got to buy a building or donate for a building, but I know that every dollar counts because it's going towards something very useful.
Absolutely.
Well, tell me what's next for you guys. I mean, I know that you can't guarantee that it's really next, but what do you want to do next, or what is definitely on the agenda to come next?
Right. Well, my goal as the president of Methodist Germantown is, we are always looking for ways we can be better. We're never good enough. We can always be better. But we want to grow and offer these innovative procedures that I mentioned earlier. But really my goal is to keep the small community hospital feel that patients tell us they love and appreciate, and that we love, and what to me makes Germantown so special, but have that great atmosphere in this very innovative medical center. And it's such a jewel to have a hospital like Germantown literally in our our backyard to be able to access this great care. So we want to continue to be able to provide that, continue to be able to grow to meet the needs of the community, and offer more and more innovative procedures that you can have right here in Germantown. You don't have to go anywhere else if you need this care. So we can take care of you here at home.
That's wonderful. Yes. Well, are there any dreams that if you could wave your magic wand? Is there any? I'm sure there's a zillion. But
oh yes, if I could wave my magic wand, I would build more beds today,
yes.
And we would have plenty of spaces, so no one ever had to wait in our emergency department, and you could just have plenty of places to put all of our patients. But you know, that of course is challenging, and there's a lot that goes into that. But I want everyone to know that we are always looking at how we can be better and how we can make the experience better, and always focus on that patient and family-centered care. We're never going to get away from that. We want the patients and their families to know we are always going to deliver high-quality care with the patient as our focus.
Well, that's wonderful.
Yes.
Well, if you don't mind, I do have a couple of questions. You mentioned the emergency room.
Yes.
And emergency room experience is never fun because there's an emergency,
right.
And you've got to get there.
Right.
And I know a lot of people worry about wait times
yes.
in emergency rooms. And I was thinking y'all had something where you could check the wait time.
You can. You can check the wait time on our website. Mm-hmm. You can for all of our Methodist hospitals. So people can absolutely do that. And we are always working very hard. You know, people just, when you come to the emergency room, it's all about taking care of the most critical patient first. Mm-hmm. And so that's what I always remind people. If you're having to wait, it means someone is more critical than you.
Right.
So that's what people need to remember when they come through the
and that's what you
room.
do when you kind of triaging,
is
correct. Determine so you can kind of determine order of importance.
Yes.
I assume I cut my finger open is not as critical as I'm having a heart attack.
Right.
Yes, exactly.
Right. So, and we have to do that, which I know is hard for people because what's going on with you is absolutely important. But we always remind people we understand that, and we are going to move you through that process as quickly as possible and take great care of you.
That's wonderful. Well, we're coming to an end, but I do not want us to close without you explaining just briefly the LeBonheur part of Methodist, because that's the kids.
Thank you for bringing that up. So we actually have, because LeBonheur is part of our Methodist healthcare system, and we are proud to have them as part of our system. And we actually have a LeBonheur emergency department at Methodist Germantown, and it is completely staffed and run by LeBonheur, which is a great option for families in our community when you have a child with an issue that needs emergency treatment. I've used it myself, and you don't have to go all the way downtown. You can come to Methodist Germantown and you will be taken care of by a LeBonheur physician.
Which is wonderful.
And if you need further treatment, they will absolutely work through the process of transferring you to LeBonheur if that's needed. But many times they can take care of you right there at Germantown, and you never have to leave the city.
Well, that's wonderful.
Thank you for bringing that up.
We would like to once again thank Rebecca for being with us today. And we encourage you to visit methodisthealth.org to learn more about the many support groups available to families. To get more information on our show, please check us out on the web at GHS-TV.org, where we're streaming live 24 hours a day. You can also check us out on Facebook and Twitter. We thank our audience as well for tuning in, and we hope you will join us next time on Let's Talk Business.